Good evening, intrepid heroes, and welcome to another edition of
Living Dead Wednesday.
As some of you saw, I had a poll up on our Facebook fan page asking everybody what their take on their favorite zombie flick or creature film was. What kind of zombie was their favorite? Was it like traditional setting zombies? Was it viral zombies? Just going crazy and just like fast and scraping and running and tearing things up? Or was it some sort of like mutation-based thing? Maybe some weird experiment going on. And I got a pretty good response, and there's a couple new features I need to watch now just to get some comparisons. But here's the top categories, I guess you could say, of The Living Dead.
Welcome to a night of total terror. Night of the Living Dead.
First off, we're gonna go with the traditional one that seems to still have the most fans. Stuff from the early Night of the Living Dead, Romero's version of zombies. Yeah, tried and true. It's good. The two favorites still, of course, Night of the Living Dead, and the new series debuted on AMC last year. It's called The Walking Dead. It's also a graphic novel through Image. So if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. And if you haven't seen the first season yet, you gotta catch up because season 2 is gonna start later this month. In October.
One thing I do know, don't you get bit. Bites kill you. The fever burns you out. But then after a while,
Hey, you alive in there?
you come back.
So yeah, you see those two, that original film and this new TV series, very similar in zombie design. You know, rotting corpses somehow reanimated. We don't have all the information as to how the dead have risen from the graves in these features as of yet. So it remains a mystery, but it's a scary mystery. Anyways, let's move on to kind of the popular version of The Walking Dead last couple of years has been a virus outbreak or something like that, causing the infected to be what appears to be animated corpses. You know, they usually come down with like some nausea, a fever, or something, and then they apparently die to only come back as a flesh-eating monster or mutate into something not human anymore.
Quiet. It's infected. Open up! Infected with what?
One of the highest ranking films from that list we got was 28 days, 28 weeks later. So they definitely are a little bit more frightening, I would say, than just kind of a lumbering corpse, because they're going to run at you in this film. They get infected. They get the rage virus, I believe they call it in this series, and that just basically turns them into adrenaline saturated corpses, and they're just gonna rip you up and tear you to shreds and shriek and like come at you when they're on fire. And just not gonna stop until, you know, you're a pile of fluids and guts and fun stuff. Alright, and now we're gonna show some sections from another popular series. It started as a video game series and grew into a lot of offshoots. There's a couple comics of it out there. There's tons of movies now of the Resident Evil franchise. You know, it started very similar, a T virus made in a laboratory by an evil corporation, and it just got out of hand. And you know, it's all like, this is what science has done. Lots of weird genetic experiments. It's not just humans. It's like weird human mutations. It's dogs at some point. Weird monsters are throughout the games in this series as well. and then just weird creatures keep popping up in these movies. Very scary. So once again, weird evil genius making these monsters come to life in 3D too now. Yeah. This latest film that just came out, I was all like, wow, okay, they're going all out. It's like ninja, and guns going off and explosions. I think Amelia Earhart is in there at some point.
There is hope.
I think they're putting up a new Resident Evil for 2012 too, so keep an eye on that. In local zombie news, I'm going to touch on this before I go real quick. There's a zombie walk, I believe on October 9th. It's going to be in Royal Oak, so if you're there, awesome. Love to say hi. Probably going to be filming some of that. There's also a zombie ball, I believe, in one of the last Fridays in October. I will put links to those things in the description or on the screen. Alright, so let's continue this discussion in the comments and whatnot elsewhere. Tell me what you think of these zombies, other zombies, whatever creature features you like. Pros and cons. Be sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching. They definitely are a little bit more frightening, I would say, than just kind of a lumbering corpse, because they're going to run at you in this film. They're going to they're going to scare your babies. So don't take your babies into this film.